There are evenings when the sky begins to soften and everything is painted in warm colors. The sun stretches across the horizon, gold and orange spilling like fire on water, and the world feels quieter than usual. That's when my thoughts drift. They drift to her, the girl I can't get out of my head. In reality, I don't talk to her much. Sometimes it's just passing glances, a quick smile in the hallway, a few words exchanged in crowded rooms. But in my imagination, she's so much closer. In my imagination, she notices me, not just the surface, but all of me. The way I sit quietly, the way I hesitate before I speak, the way I look at the world as if I'm searching for answers. She sees all of that, and instead of turning away, she leans closer. In my mind, everything becomes effortless. No stumbling over small talk, no awkward silence where I panic about what to say next. She laughs at my jokes, even the clumsy ones. Her eyes linger just a second too long, and in that pause, I know she feels the same. In my head, I build a story where she chooses me, where she doesn't hesitate, where she doesn't walk away. I imagine her hand in mine. I imagine us walking side by side, her head tilted slightly toward me like we've always belonged this way. In my mind, we skip all the uncomfortable stages. The guessing, the wondering, the nights lying awake asking, does she like me? Am I enough? Will she stay? No. In the world inside my head, there are no questions. Only answers. Only certainty. I replay it again and again. Different versions of the same ending. Sometimes we're sitting under a tree, her head resting on my shoulder. Sometimes we're walking home under the same fading sun. Sometimes she's just smiling at me like I'm the only person in the room.
Do you ever wish you could just...
And in every version, I don't feel nervous. I don't feel
make
small.
someone love you?
I don't feel afraid. Because in that world, I've already won. In that world, love isn't complicated. It isn't messy. It doesn't hurt. It's certain. It's safe. It's mine. But here's the truth I hate admitting. When the daydream ends, when the light fades and reality slips back in, there's nothing in my hands. Just emptiness. I can't hold her. I can't guarantee her. I can't make her choose me. And the silence that follows is heavier
Sounds
than the
tempting.
dream itself.
But
Because I know no
love
matter how
doesn't
many
really
times
work
I
that
replay the
way.
story in my head, it's only ever a story. And the real world is so much harder than the one I keep creating. The next evening, I found myself sitting with Daniel.
I
Daniel
keep
has
writing
always been more
stories in
than a
my
friend.
head,
He's the
hoping
kind
one
of
of
person
them
who
will
doesn't
become
just listen
real.
to your words, he listens to the silence between them, the pauses, the hesitations, the things you don't want to admit out loud. We sat on a small hill watching the sun sink behind the trees.
Stories are safe, Alex. But people aren't stories. You can't script them.
The air smelled faintly of grass and the sky stretched wide, a canvas of orange slowly melting into pink. I didn't plan to speak, but sometimes the words spill out before you're ready. Daniel, I said quietly, do you ever wish you could just make someone love you?
You're not searching for love. You're searching for certainty.
Every time I like someone, I feel like they will leave me.
That's fear of abandonment, Alex. Controlling love won't protect you.
Maybe I am. Maybe all I want is to be safe.
He turned his head, eyebrows raised. What do you mean? You know, I continued, skip the awkward stages. Skip the guessing. Skip the fear that maybe they'll never choose you. Just go straight to the part where they love you back, where you're safe, where you know they'll never leave. Daniel let out a soft laugh. Sounds tempting, he said. But Alex, love doesn't really work that way. I sighed, running my hands through the grass. I know it doesn't. But in my head, I can't stop writing stories. Different scenarios, different endings. It's like if I just imagine the right one,
So what do I
Then
do?
maybe I'll figure out how to make it real.
Just risk getting hurt? That's what real love is. It's uncertain, but that's what makes it real.
Daniel leaned back on his elbows, looking at the horizon instead of me. Stories are safe, Alex. But people aren't stories. You can't script them. I shook my head. You don't get it. Every time I like someone, it's like I'm waiting for the ground to
Do
disappear
you know what it
beneath my
feels
feet.
like to
I
imagine
feel
them
like at
leaving
any second they'll realize I'm not enough. And they'll leave.
before they even
So
arrive?
I try to control it in my mind. I try to imagine every possible outcome. I try to build a world where they can't leave me. Daniel turned to look at me now.
Controlling the
expression
story
softened.
doesn't make it easier.
Alex,
It makes you lonelier.
you're not looking for love. You're looking for certainty. The words hit like a punch. I froze. Because he was right. Maybe I am, I whispered. Maybe I don't even care about love itself. I just don't want to feel the emptiness when it disappears. Daniel nodded. That's called fear of abandonment, Alex. It makes sense. But trying to control love because you're afraid, that's not going to protect you. It's going to ruin the very thing you're trying to hold on to. I swallowed hard, the lump in my throat too heavy to ignore. So, what do I do then? Just wait around, risk getting hurt, and hope someone doesn't walk away. Daniel tilted his head. That's what real love is. It's a risk. It's uncertain. But it's also the only way it can be real. I frowned, frustration bubbling up. You make it sound so easy, but do you know what it feels like? To lie awake at night and imagine them with someone else? To picture them leaving before they've even arrived? It's exhausting. Daniel sighed, looking back at the fading sun. I know, Alex. I know it's exhausting. But controlling the story doesn't make it easier. It just makes you lonelier. Because instead of connecting with the real person in front of you, you're connecting with an idea, a fantasy version of them that exists only in your head. I stayed quiet. Because deep down, I knew he was right. He continued, think about it. Have you ever felt truly safe in those fantasies? Or do they always end with you waking up? And realizing nothing actually changed, I looked down at my hands. The grass was damp beneath my fingers, and for once I couldn't argue. Daniel's voice softened. You don't have to be perfect to be loved, Alex. And you don't need to force someone's choice. You just need to show up, be yourself, and let them decide freely. That's the only way it lasts. I exhaled slowly, feeling both relieved and terrified at the same time. Letting them decide freely, that means they could walk away. Daniel nodded. Yes, they could. And that's the truth none of us want to face. But Alex, if they
Do
choose
you ever
you,
wish you
and
could
it's
just
their
make
choice,
someone
not
love
something
you?
forced, isn't that worth so much more? Silence stretched between us. The kind of silence that isn't empty, but full of meaning. The sun was gone now, leaving only streaks of purple and gold across the horizon. And in that quiet, I realized something. I wasn't just scared of losing love. I was scared of trusting it enough to let it happen. That night, I couldn't sleep. I lay in bed, eyes open, staring at the ceiling. And suddenly it felt like I was somewhere else entirely.
Sounds
A
tempting,
hallway,
but
dark,
love doesn't really
endless.
work that way.
On each side there were mirrors. I walked slowly, and in every mirror, a different version of me stared back. One version of me looked desperate, hands pressed against the glass eyes, wide, begging to be loved. Another looked terrified, shrinking back, afraid of being left behind. And another looked angry, clutching at strings, trying to hold on to everything, trying to control the world with sheer
I
force.
keep writing stories in my
The
head,
reflections spoke without
hoping
words.
one of them will
And
become
the more I
real.
looked at them, the more I felt the truth pressing in. I wasn't searching for love. I was searching for control, for certainty, for safety. I reached into one of the mirrors. Inside, I was
Stories
holding
are
light in my
safe,
hands.
Alex.
It glowed warm, almost
But
alive. But the
People
tighter I
aren't
held it,
stories.
the faster it slipped
You
through my
can't script
fingers,
them.
like sand, like water, like time. And in the silence of that dream, I heard whispers. Attachment theory. Anxious, preoccupied. Fantasy versus reality. Control versus vulnerability. Fear of abandonment. They echoed in my head like truths I never wanted to face.
You're not searching for
because I
love.
realized
You're searching
every
for
time
certainty.
I tried to design love like a puzzle, I wasn't protecting myself. I was cutting myself off. Every time I imagined the perfect ending, I was pulling further away from the messy, imperfect but real connection in front of me. The reflections stared back at me, and one by one they disappeared, until only one was left. The real me, staring back, afraid, but still here.
Maybe I am.
The next evening, I sat under the same fading sun,
Maybe all I want
and for the first time, I let
is
myself
to
admit
be
the truth.
safe.
When I try to control love, I only push it away. When I try to guarantee the ending, I lose the story itself. Because love isn't control. Love is courage. Courage
That's
to show
fear
up with
of
all my
abandonment,
flaws.
Alex.
Courage to let someone see me not the
Controlling
perfect
love
version in my
won't
head,
protect you.
but the messy, awkward real me. Courage to risk rejection. To risk heartbreak. To risk being left behind. Because only then can love be real. I thought about everything Daniel had said. About how forcing someone to
So
stay
what do
isn't
I
the same
do?
as being chosen.
Just risk
And
getting
I
hurt.
realized, love that is forced will always crumble. But love that is chosen freely, that's the only kind that lasts. I watched the sun sink below the horizon, leaving behind streaks
That's
of
what
purple
real
and
love
gold.
is.
And for once,
It's
I didn't feel the
uncertain,
urge to hold it
But
back.
that's what makes it real.
I whispered to myself, you can't keep the sun from leaving the sky. But you can cherish the light while it's here. You can't make someone love you, but you can live with honesty and courage, so that when love does arrive, it's real.
Do you know what it feels like
Love
to
doesn't need
imagine them
control.
leaving
It needs freedom.
before they
It
even
needs
arrive?
trust. It needs bravery. The bravery to let go. So if you've stayed with me this far, I want to ask you, which attachment style do you see in yourself? Do you cling when you're afraid?
Controlling the
Do you
story
avoid when it gets
doesn't
too
make it
close, or do you
easier.
allow love to grow
It makes
naturally
you
even in its
lonelier.
uncertainty? Share your thoughts below, because your story might be the light someone else needs tonight. As for me, I don't want to force love anymore. I want to respect it, even if it means waiting, even if it means risking heartbreak. Because forced love will always fade. But love that is chosen freely, that's the only kind worth having.